Okay, guys, I appreciate you joining me. Now, you might be new to my channel, and you may have never heard of the YouTube channel Richie from Boston, or Stefan Molyneux, Red Ice TV, Iconoclast, David Icke. But probably one of the reasons you haven't heard from them or heard of them is because, sorry, I had some reverb going, is because they've been eliminated from one of the biggest video uploading platforms on the earth. There are people who don't want you to know about these people. They don't want you to know about the information that they are conveying across the internet. They're being censored. Now, I'm going to turn my camera around and I just want to introduce you to one person. And guys, I understand Richie from Boston for some reason doesn't like me. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. We're playing a dangerous game right here when we try to pick favorites and we decide who we're going to promote and support and who we're going to try to save from censorship. We all need to be saved from censorship. And I'm going to tell you why in a second, but I'm going to turn this video around. This guy right here is Richie from Boston. Yeah, he might not like me or whatever, but he just got one of his big channels taken down. He's suspended out of his secondary channel. Richie from Boston is his main channel. RFB2 is his secondary channel. On his first channel, it's completely terminated. The second channel is he's locked out because he has a community guideline strike and he can't upload. This is his third channel right here. The band 191 and then a 1. And most of you who've been with me for some time know why I had to say it like that on the YouTube platform. But please do me a favor and go to this channel right here. Matter of fact, I'll leave a link for this actual video in the chat room right now. Let me just go ahead and do that so you guys can go to this channel and subscribe. And here's why, even if you don't know who he is, here's why I want you to support him. And anybody like this. Because there's censorship going on. And hold on, let me turn this around. Censorship is literally cancer, guys. It's cancer to society. Censorship is, and I know some of you who've been with me for a while know that this is, this almost sounds cliche because I say it all the time, but censorship is to society what cancer is to the human body. It has a deterioration effect. It's deadly because when you start eliminating voices, and historically this is true. If you look in history and see, the sad part about history is that most of us don't learn from history. And when you don't learn from history, you are doomed to repeat it. I don't know why that's a reality in life, but it really is. Let me, I need to get something to put this. I wasn't really set up to do a live stream, but I need to get something to put my camera on. Think about this. Think about the precept, do to others what you would want done to you. If you do to others what you would want done to you, do you really want to eliminate voices? The voices of people who haven't harmed or threatened to harm you? The answer is no, you wouldn't want to. Why? Because you wouldn't want that done to yourself. This is the golden rule, guys. Do to others what you would want done to you. I know it sounds very basic, but oligarchs don't live by that principle. The Silicon Valley giants who are trying to determine who you can hear, what information you get, they're trying to valve it off. See, the problem with censorship is they're not just trying to silence the Richie from Boston's or the David Icke's or the Brian Roses or the Red Ice TVs or High Impact Flicks or whoever you like to listen to. They're not just trying to silence those voices. They're trying to bar you from hearing those voices. They want to determine what you can listen to and what you can read. Think of how pompous you have to be as a human being to go, yeah, there's 400. Richie from Boston, for example, had 430,000 cumulative subscribers, 2,200 video uploads. It's not easy doing research every day and uploading video. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a big thought process. takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of patience. So he's got 430,000 subscribers, 2,200 videos, and boom, somebody determines, hey, I don't want Richie from Boston to say that, and I don't want 430,000 people to have access to that. That's how pompous they are. They want to control the free flow of thought. They want to take the thought out of the pool of knowledge in humanity and throw it into their own waste bin. That's actually what's going on with censorship. They want to bar your access to what you want to hear. Maybe you want to hear what David Icke has to say. Maybe there are some things that are worth considering. Maybe he's telling the truth on certain things. Maybe Brian Rose from London Real has some interviews that you want to see on the YouTube platform. Maybe Stefan Molyneux has some, philosophical thought that you want to consider. Well, guess what? You can't consider that on the YouTube platform anymore. And it's not just the YouTube platform. Usually when YouTube bans somebody or censors somebody, Twitter follows suit, and then Facebook comes along, and then it's not found on Instagram, and then the payment processors get involved in it, and PayPal goes, oh, YouTube said they were white S's. I can't even say that word. White soup, I can't say it on this platform, because if I do, it's going to trip off an algo, and then boom, this thing comes down. Just the other day, The Last American Vagabond was doing a live stream, and they took it down because he said a word that you're not supposed to say. I don't remember what the word was. He got his second community guideline strike for guess what? Impersonation. I've already got my second community guideline strike on my main channel, High Impact Flicks, for impersonation. Impersonating who? What? They just keep it completely vague. Am I impersonating myself? So now Last American Vagabond is teetering over the brink of the precipice of censorship. And he's going to go down. This channel will one day go down. Maybe it'll go down during this live stream. I don't know. Things are that uncertain. But here's the deal. When you start eliminating voices today, when you start burning books today, and that's what we have right now is modern day book burning. When you start burning books today, historically speaking, the people who want to burn books today and eliminate your voice today want to eliminate you tomorrow. And don't think that won't happen to you if you're, I want this video right here to reach PewDiePie and Drama Alert and Casey Neistat and all these big YouTubers. If you're not going to get in our corner, us little guys, yeah, we're the little guys on the internet, the little fish in the sea. We're basically microplankton compared to the PewDiePies and Drama Alerts and Casey Neistats and all these people that are always recommended and in the top trending section. See, they will eventually come for you. Censorship doesn't stop. It metastasizes like societal cancer. It doesn't just stop with the Red Ices or the High Impact Flicks or the Richie from Bostons. It eats away, it whittles away at everybody, even those who actually demanded that we get censored, like the Carlos Mazas of the world, who wanted the Steven Crowders of the world to be demonetized, deplatformed, censored. See, they're actually wrecking and ruining the lives of families who are trying to make a living on YouTube and did for some time. And they pulled the carpet out from under them through demonetization. Then they get deplatformed. Then the third-party payment processors come in, and PayPal goes, nope, we can't take you. Patreon goes, nope, we can't take you. Nobody's taking a stand against censorship. These people don't understand, or maybe they do. The oligarchs do. The people who are getting censored and the people who want to listen to those people who got censored, I don't think they fully understand what's going on here. That those who burn books today will be burning bodies tomorrow. The reason I hate censorship is because it costs lives. It costs livelihoods and it costs lives, a lot of lives. Like bodies start piling up if you look at history. If you see a culture in which oligarchs start eliminating voices, that's a precursor to the elimination of lives. That's how serious censorship is. That's why I'm so against it. And it doesn't, well, yeah, I'm a human being, so it does kind of bother me, and it makes me wonder why Richie from Boston, hates my guts or whatever. And I know that firsthand. The guy doesn't like me. I don't know why. But it doesn't matter. I will fight for his right to stay on this platform. I will fight for his right to have his voice heard. See, what I think we should do, all of us, is gather together and band together. None of us is greater than all of us. None of us. No man is an island. I will be in Richie from Boston's corner. I will be in Stefan Molyneux's corner. Does that mean I agree with everything they say? Probably not even close. Not even close. But I will stand and I will defend their right to say whatever they want to say. The Alex Joneses of the world. It's pitiful what they did to Alex Jones. And you know what's even more pitiful? It's not even so much what the oligarchs did to Alex Jones. It's the people who sat back and let it happen without being there in his corner. Yeah, you can think Alex Jones is a kook, whatever. But that kook should be allowed to speak just like you should be allowed to speak. Do to others what you would want done to you. Conversely, don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. Would you, if you were getting messed with, if you were getting harassed, if you were threatened to have your livelihood taken away, wouldn't you want people to rally around you and be in your corner? Of course you would. If you're honest with yourself, of course you would. Man, who just dropped that super chat? Geez, GP tag 33. Thank you for that super chat. That's super humbling. That's like that's I don't even know what to say, man. Thank you for that super chat. God, that's humbling, man. I don't know what to say. Thank you, JP. Well, no, I mean, no, Alex Jones really isn't different armchair quarterback. Because if we start saying, yeah, eliminate him, then you have to be, where does it stop? You can't let censorship start, is my point. You can't let it start. If you let censorship start, it will not stop. It is like cancer. Cancer doesn't go in one cell and then that's it. Cancer continues to grow and grow and grow and grow, and pretty soon it completely overwhelms the body. You can't tolerate censorship anywhere. Yeah, there's going to be misinformation. People are going to misuse the information superhighway, but guess what? I'd rather have dangerous freedom, because that is dangerous freedom. When you get people saying whatever they want to say, there's some dangerous things that can happen and people can start hurting other people. But I'd rather have dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery, because peaceful slavery will always lead to a higher body count than that dangerous freedom ever could. It's like people going, well, we need the government. How could we ever have roads, schools, bridges, clean running water? How could we ever have those basic necessities of life unless we had a violent gang stealing from and extorting the money from people without their will and against their consent? Are you hearing what you're saying there? You actually want a violent gang roving with a monopoly on force and power that you can say nothing to? At least with the Crips and the Bloods, for example, nobody thinks, oh, well, they have legitimized authority. When you start legalizing theft and extortion and murder and kidnapping, then people are like, well, it's legal. It's legal. I mean, the cops can do it. You know, it's the government. It's the IRS. So people drop their morality barrier because this magical thing called government got involved in the situation. Guys, government is just people like you and me. But it's people who believe they have a higher claim over your life and property than you, to the point where they feel like they can threaten you and harm you and even kidnap and cage and murder you. And it's okay because that's legalized. Taxation is legalized theft. Therefore, it's okay. It's legalized extortion. Therefore, we accept it as a society. See, that's how societies degrade. Because the moral barrier drops. The standard gets lower. Nobody's up there being the champion for morality and truth and justice and nobility and for everything that is right. Because they took a back seat to government. Which, if you're new to my channel, government, etymologically broken down, you don't have to be a conspiracy I can't even say that on this. One of those conspiracy dudes to realize that etymologically broken down, government comes from two Latin words, guverno and mentis. Guverno means to control or govern. Mentis means the mind, to control or govern the mind, mind control. That's what government is. Government is all about control. Just like George Washington said, government is not eloquence, it's not reason, it's force and like fire. It's a dangerous servant and a fearful master. We need to get our heads out of our collective asses and get together and unite against people who think that they can exercise mind control or any kind of control over you. We need to eliminate that dangerous servant from our society. Somebody else just, God, that's crazy. These super chats, that's crazy. 13 weeks of hell just dropped a super chat survival tip from a Marine. If you're cold, get warm. If you're hungry, find food. If you have no shelter, make one. Semper Fi, bro. I'm in your corner. Man, that is, geez, man. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We have to, guys, here's the bottom line to this whole thing is we have to realize that if we accept censorship for this person, if we accept violence on this person, if we accept extortion and theft for ourselves and for others because it's been legalized, we have sunk into the cesspool of immorality, literally. And we can never change it. That's why Agenda 2030 and Agenda 21 and all that kind of stuff is coming to fruition right now. That's why they have built those certain camps that start with an F and has an E and an M and an A in it. And you know why I have to speak in code and cryptically here? It's ridiculous that I have to do that, but that's the state of our world. But if you ask for an Alex Jones or a David Icke or a Brian Rose or Red Ice TV to be censored today, then you can't say anything when they come to censor you tomorrow. And they are coming to censor you. Matter of fact, they've already censored you because now you can't have, on certain platforms, you have to go looking for and go out of your way to other platforms and other sites to go look for an Alex Jones or a Brian Rose or a David Icke. And now a Richie from Boston. You have to go looking for it. You've already been censored. They didn't just censor Stefan Molyneux. They censored everybody who wanted to listen to Stefan Molyneux. And that's like 930,000 people, almost 1 million people wanted to hear that guy. And those are just his subscribers and people who hit the bell notification icon. Think about it. If you ordered a magazine through the mail, you paid your subscription money, you wanted it delivered to your house, but when the mailman got outside your house and he had the magazine in your hand, he goes, you know what? I don't think I want to give Brian his magazine today. That's exactly what YouTube's doing to you and me every single day. You know what? I don't think Alice here needs to hear what Alex Jones has to say. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to let Tom have access to Richie from Boston today. Let me just give real quick shout outs to these super chats, guys. God, man, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Michelle Dalton, much love from Melbourne, Australia. You do great work. Man, I feel for you guys in Australia. You guys are going through the ringer too. People in Australia and New Zealand are going through the ringer with your oligarchs over there trying to just hammer you every chance they get. Take your money. Make you do things you don't want to do, wearing those things on your face. Terry Sebastian, thank you for that super chat. So the thing is, you've already been censored. I've already been censored. Yeah, you may not have had your channel taken down. But think about the pompous attitude that post office worker has by saying, you know what? I know he paid for this magazine. I know he's expecting this subscription to be in his mailbox today, but he just throws it into the floorboard of his mail truck and just drives on. How dare him? You paid for it. You asked for it. You requested it. You had a relationship with the magazine giver. That's the content creator. You have a relationship with the content creator. You want to see that content. If other people don't want to see that content, if they don't want the magazine, then don't order it. Then don't watch it. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, let's say I don't want to hear Alex Jones or David Icke. Who am I to say that those 2 million people shouldn't be able to hear him either? Just turn him off. You don't want to see Alex Jones? You think he's COINTELPRO? You think he's a government agent? Don't listen to him. Don't let your kids listen to him. But don't tell other people that their families and their kids shouldn't listen to him. Who are you? Comic Collection Agency, keep up the good work, Brian. Wake him up. Thank you very much, man. I thought I saw another super chat. I guess not. Now, because of what's going on content creators like me are forced to ask our audience to please pivot with us over to other platforms because it's just a matter of time, guys. It's just a matter of time before this channel's gone too. It's amazing. I'm even up on this talking to you. This is the first time I've live streamed, and I don't even know how long 3, 4, 5 months because they took my ability away on my Flix channel a year ago. Totally demonetized. It's only a matter of time. So we're forced, content creators are forced by YouTube to ask you, our audience, to pivot to other platforms. All those platforms, all those other links are in the description below this video. Please follow me on there. Please do me a favor right now. Follow Richie from Boston at that link that I gave you at the top of this show within, the first 2 minutes of starting this live stream. Follow him, let him know High Impact Flick sent you, and maybe, whatever he has against me. Richie, if you're watching this video, I love you, man. You're my fellow human being. I don't know what you got against me, but I think we should bury whatever hatchet needs to be buried. Because we all got to stand together. If we don't stand together, guys, I am telling you, history tells us that we will hang separately. It's a matter of time. They are coming for us. Matter of fact, whenever you see somebody get censored off this platform or any platform, you should just think in the back of your head, they're coming for me too. Matter of fact, they just came for you because they just limited your access to the knowledge of another human being on this earth. Another super chat from Cynical Skeptic. They also gave me a second strike for impersonation. Cynical Skeptic, check out his channel. Cynical Skeptic, if you have alternate channels or alternate links, put those in the chat room, please. Cynical Skeptic. They also gave him a second strike for this impersonation thing is new, guys. They could say impersonation for anything. They could drop this YouTube video right now by saying impersonation. Amazing, man. So I'm asking you, go to Richie from Boston right now. You can't go to the other channels because they don't exist anymore. Maybe Brian Rose London Real is still on here. I can't remember. But we all got to stand together, guys. Any kind of animosity you have toward anybody, let's just drop it for the sake of resistance to censorship, for the sake of human freedom. I beg you. It's time for us just to swallow our pride and go, yeah, you know what? I don't care for that guy. I'll probably never watch his content, but I don't want him to be erased from the internet. I don't understand why people don't understand that when you don't stand together, you get picked off one by one. I don't understand that. I mean, I understand why, because there's this distract, deceive, and divide, and therefore conquer campaign going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the propaganda campaign coming out of mainstream media. I'm talking about all mainstream media. All mainstream media. The Counterfeit News Network, MSDNC, ABC News always broadcasting crap, CBS, CNBC, faux news. All these guys are aligned against us, guys. All corporate media is aligned against us. If you doubt that, look at my last video where Time Magazine is coming against the little guys because people with laptops sitting on their kitchen tables, dressed in their bathrobes with their fuzzy slippers, are doing better on view counts than Time Magazine, than CNN, than Rachel Madcow from MSLSD. And they can't stand it. They don't want to tolerate it. And therefore, they want shovelfuls of censorship to be piled on the little guy who don't have billion-dollar budgets or million-dollar budgets. They have shoestring budgets. And they're getting larger audiences than Time Magazine and the Communist News Network. And they can't stand it. They want to eliminate you. They want to eliminate competition. Why? Because they're corporate entities. When you look at a corporate entity, a corporation like Apple and Microsoft, you're looking at a government entity. You can't become a corporation without government blessing. They're intertwined. So when a corporation is trying to take down a little guy sitting at his kitchen table with his laptop who's getting more views than CBS, they're acting like government because they want to monopolize the space. One thing government doesn't want, and one thing that they specialize in, is they eliminate competition. That's what governments do. That's who they are. That's what they're all about. Government's good at one thing: breaking your legs, handing you a taxpayer-funded crutch and saying, see, if it wasn't for the government, you wouldn't be able to walk, son. It's like, no, if it wasn't for the government, I wouldn't have broken legs, son. That's what the government does. They just want to take from you. Government can't give something to you that they haven't first stolen or extorted from someone else. And they're out here, the Bernie Sanders of the world, the Pocahontases of the world, the Cory Bookers of the world, the Kamala Harrises of the world, and yes, the Donald Trumps of the world are promising to give you something, and the only thing they can give you is the thing that they first stole from somebody else. Free health care, universal health care for all, free college tuition. Nothing's free. It came from somebody who labored. They spent their time and laboring energies to earn something of value, and then a politician comes in and he takes it from that person and gives it to people who didn't earn it. It's called the redistribution of wealth, i.e. socialism, i.e. communism, i.e. statism. Guys, we got to stand against it. And then they sit there and go, oh, this country will never be a socialist nation. Guess what? People are sitting in miles-long bread lines called food bank lines with their hands out asking the government to give them a hand. That's called socialism. Don't tell me we're not in a socialistic atmosphere right now. Really Graceful, did Really Graceful get a strike? Somebody said something about Really Graceful. That's another incredible channel. Really Graceful's channel. If you visit her, tell her High Impact TV Center. High Impact Flicks, High Impact TV, because the vlogs channel is terminated. JPTAG33, JP Tag 33 says, hi, I think you should check out this book. You know something is wrong when an American affidavit of probable cause. This book will explain the whole picture, what's going on. Thank you for waking up the sheep. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Truth. Oh, thank you, guys. William says, Grace is amazing. Truth Stream Media. Those are some other really good channels. Oh, I don't know, Outlaw. I just saw Really Graceful, and I was thinking somebody said that she got a community guideline strike. 13 Weeks of Hell just dropped another super chat. Guys, let me tell you, thank you for the support you give to this channel. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. It's just extreme floored. I'm humbled. A Marine is never alone. 13 Weeks of Hell says a Marine is never alone. We always have a partner. We need to bury hatchets now. Come together. Semper Fi, aka always faithful. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. We do have to come together. Guys, whatever we have between us, let it die. Let it go. Let's unite. Ain't no way we're not making it out of this alive. So you either want to live on your knees or you want to die on your feet. Or let's attempt to stand on our feet and continue living. How's that? I prefer life. I want to live. I don't want to die. I don't want my life to be snuffed out. But if I have to die, I'll die. I want to die free. And you guys know, with the fiat currency Ponzi scheme that was foisted on us in 1913 through the Federal Reserve Act, we haven't been free. Amsho Rothschild said, give me control over a nation's money and I care not who makes its laws. Why? Because they're in the driver's seat. They're in control. They control you. If somebody, guys, think about how powerful it is. And ask yourself a question. Why at the Republican National Convention and the Democrat National Convention did they not talk about the most powerful, most sinister, most evil, most corrupt organization on the entire globe? Okay, Earth. On the entire Earth. I don't want to, guys, I don't know about flat Earth, okay? Flat Earth, sphere Earth, I'm going to reserve judgment for that, okay? All I know is if you're a flat earther, if you're a sphere earther or globe earther, I love you. And we got to unite. We can't keep bickering about the shape of the earth. There are bigger fish to fry. They're coming for us. They're coming for us. They are co-opting these riots and lootings across the nation for a reason. This all fits into Agenda 2030. You know why I have to say it like that? We have to come together. We have to come together. That's why I titled this video, why I titled it, Everybody Needs to Hear This Video. Don't accept censorship. You think Alex Jones is a nut job? Fine. Don't accept censorship. You don't buy David Icke's reptilian thing? Fine. Don't accept censorship. Don't you think you can deal with it if somebody comes to you and says that there's reptilian shapeshifters who are in control of this country? and the moon is made of cheese or whatever. I'm not saying David Icke says that, or the moon is projected or whatever it is. Don't you think you can deal with that? Because there are mommy and daddy, Google government mommy and daddy internet parents out there who don't think you can handle it. So they're going to eliminate those voices for you because you're just a little baby and you can't handle all this stuff going on around here. Trust us. Look at the government's wanting to tell you, look at me as sort of your big brother. I'm your big brother and I'm here to watch out for you. You must trust me. So I'm going to eliminate that voice, and you won't be able to listen to that voice anymore. You won't be able to tune in there anymore. We're going to make all these people disappear. That's what they're doing. They want to be your big brother. Guys, 1984 was not meant to be an instruction manual, but apparently people are taking it as such, and they're doing the very thing that was prophesied in Orwell's book. I lost my train of thought on the last thing I was going to say. It was pretty important, but we got to stand together. If we don't stand together, we will hang separately. It's just true. So what do you do? What do you do? Oh, here's what I was going to say. Why did the DNC, not one person at the DNC, not one person at the RNC talked about the most sinister, corrupt, villainous, vile, evil, all-encompassing control group on the entire planet? Nobody talked about eliminating the Federal Reserve. Why? Ask yourself, if you're into two-party politics, if you're going to vote for Trump, if you're listening to this and you want to vote for Biden, why isn't Trump talking about eliminating the Federal Reserve? Why would you ever want to eliminate the Federal Reserve? Because they are stealing value from your pockets every minute and every second of every day. You know that dollar that you have in your pocket? It's not yours, and it's not even a credit. It's a note of debt. It says Federal Reserve note. They are siphoning away that dollar. If I had a dollar and I could hold it up right now, that dollar represents the product of your time and laboring energies. And the people who own that dollar, i.e. the Federal Reserve, are siphoning away the value through a hidden tax called inflation. So that dollar, you need more and more and more dollars to go buy that bread and those eggs and the necessities of life at the store. It's not even so much that the value of those things are going up and down. It's that the value of the dollar is going up and down. And we've ripped off and economically raped other nations with that petrodollar. It's the petrodollar Ponzi scheme is what it is. Another super chat from E46. You speak to freedom. I was blown away. You were taken down speaking only freedom. Wish I grew up in the Wild West times when people had the testicular fortitude to live together in freedom and drop the dime on true criminals. Amen, man. Amen. So why is it that the DNC and the RNC didn't talk about the Federal Reserve? Because they're working for the same team owners. The Federal Reserve owns the RNC. The Federal Reserve owns the DNC. And the Federal Reserve owns all the players in it. The biggest entity on this planet that's causing all of us the major problems are the people who own the value of your currency. And they take down, through inflation, they are minimizing, reducing the value of your time and laboring energies. How valuable is your time? Guess what? The Federal Reserve doesn't think it's very valuable at all because they're constantly pummeling it and taking it down and taking it down and eroding that value of that dollar. You earn that dollar and you expect to buy certain things with this dollar. But when you go to the store, you realize, oh my God, I have to work harder and longer now to get things, to get less. I have to work harder and longer to buy less because your dollars are buying less and less. And now, according to, I showed you the video and I showed you all the documentation. I showed you the Banking for All Act. What is it? SB 5571. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It's either S 5571 or 5371. The Banking for All Act. They want to bring in the digital dollar. They're still going to call it a dollar because they have to transition slowly so that people don't get alarmed and alerted. The Banking for All Act. And there's one other element to that Banking for All Act where it's basically 25% of people are unbanked and they want all people to be banked. They want them to be hooked into this digital currency. And the stimulus package is intrinsically interwoven into this thing. So if you want that $1,200 or you want that $600, well, you have to be banked. You have to have a digital wallet, and we will give you digital dollars. And they're going to transfer over there. And for every digital dollar that goes into that ledger, a dollar disappears from the physical stockpile. They're weaning us off the physical dollar and taking us to the digital dollar. Why? Because they want a one world digital currency. That will, and guys, if we let that happen, this is why this video is so important. If we let that one world digital dollar take place and all of our physical dollars disappear, then every single purchase will be tracked, traced, monitored. When did they use that digital dollar? What did they use it on? Where were they at? Look at their spending habits. No longer will you be able to make a private party purchase at a yard sale, or maybe you want that firearm as a personal protection device, and that's the only way you can get it is through a private party. They want to eliminate all privacy. When you eliminate, cash is bad. Cash is bad right now because it's the Federal Reserve note, and what we need to do is go to a sound money system. This is a dishonest, unsound money system that they control. We need to correct that. But at least with fiat currency, physical fiat currency with cash in your hand, you can do things anonymously. When you go all digital, anonymity is gone. They have you completely by the balls when physical cash goes away. Do you want that to happen? Do you want all your privacy completely eliminated? Do you want every movement, every transaction, every sale, every purchase to be traced? Why didn't the DNC deal with that? Why didn't the RNC deal with that? Because they're in the back pocket of the bankers. And while we continue to be embroiled in politics and vote for our star politicians, I don't care if it's Trump or Biden, they're both playing the same team. Biden is banker bought, guys. He is in the back pocket soundly of the Federal Reserve. They got him by the neck and the balls. Trump is the same. Back in the 90s, he was bailed out by Rothschilds Inc. Literally. I've done many videos on this. I've showed you the documented proof. Donald J. Trump was bailed out to the tune of hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Some say $4.2 billion for that Taj Mahal debacle. And who bailed him out as an employee of Rothschilds Inc.? Wilbur Ross. What happened 30 years later? Donald Trump becomes president and gives a guy named Wilbur Ross the Commerce Secretary position. And when Donald Trump got into office, who did he put as the fox in control over the henhouse treasury? Steve Mnuchin. Who's Steve Mnuchin? Do your research. He's a lifetime international banker with Goldman Sachs. Let me get some super chats real quick. Legalize Freedom. Brian, put up a channel on brand new tube. They have live streaming. They don't censor. A few bugs, but they're getting better. Thank you, man. Thank you, Legalize. I may look into that. I'm currently on BitChute. I live stream Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on DLive. Also, guys, JP Tag 33. Brian, you're the new Jesus. No, I'm really not, man. I'm really no. Please don't. Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not. Let my people go. You're amazing. Thank you for what you're doing. Hopefully we all wake up. And the Fed. What do you think of Ron Paul? I was a delegate for Ron Paul in the 2012. I was a delegate for Ron Paul to my state convention in Oklahoma. So I love Ron Paul, and I cannot believe Rand Paul is such a sellout. It's hard for me to believe that Rand Paul is the son of Ron Paul. Let me put it that way. Anyway, we got to stand up to this. What I was going to say was, real quick before you leave, put a 1 in the room if you're interested in because I already have in the works. I've already gotten with some people, and I'm going to have my own separate uploading platform where it's completely censorship free. I'm completely devoted to the members. It's going to be a members only. It's going to have a minimal paywall of like $5.99 or $6.99 a month, just something very minimal. If you're interested in that, put a 1 in the chat room and just let me know, because I'm really intending on firing it up this coming up week. I'm sick of censorship. I want to connect with you guys without having to watch my language, watch my terminology, what I'm talking about. I don't want to be stifled, because I don't think you want people that you're listening to be stifled. You want pure, undiluted, unvarnished truth, and that's what I intend to give through this private party platform. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate the ones in the room. So back to the DNC and RNC. Why doesn't Donald Trump talk about eliminating the Federal Reserve? Why doesn't Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Mike Pence talk about the elimination of the Federal Reserve? They're the monkey on our back. Why aren't they talking about the elimination of the biggest terror cell on this earth, the IRS? They have what it takes to take what you got, right? If you fail to give them a percentage of your income, men knock on your door and they take you away. And then they call you a tax cheat. They label you a criminal, and all society looks at you as a criminal because they think it's legitimate to steal from people as long as you're the IRS of the Federal Reserve. It's such BS, guys. That's why this video is so important. Please take a minute and share this video with everybody you know. Share it with PewDiePie. Share it with Drama Alert. We need all these people on board. I will unite with anybody who's against censorship. I will unite with anybody who believes that it is wrong to initiate unjust force and violence on peaceful people who haven't done anything wrong. I will unite with anybody who doesn't believe they have a higher claim over my life and property than me, to the point where they want to silence my voice and eventually in the future silence me and silence you. So guys, I really appreciate it. Please share this video. If you want to support this channel, this new channel, this is my High Impact TV, brand new channel. My High Impact Flicks channel has 562,000 subscribers on it. It's effectively a dead channel. I can hardly get any views on it because it's completely censored and shadow banned. People say they don't get my notifications and alerts. They're constantly being unsubbed. My High Impact Vlogs channel was completely terminated, had 378,000 subscribers on it. We're talking about over 2,000 videos I've uploaded over the last like eight or 9 years. Gone, just completely gone. I've had to gut my High Impact Flicks channel because if they give me another impersonation strike, that channel's gone, and I don't want to lose my audience. It's not that I feel beholden to YouTube. I feel beholden to my audience to get the truth out. And if at any point you feel that I'm veering away from the truth, let's talk. We should have one agenda. One agenda is truth no matter what. Give it to me straight. Don't varnish it. Don't lacquer it over. Don't give me, puffballs. Don't think I'm so sensitive that I can't take criticism. Come on, guys. We got to get past that, man. We got to just throw the ego in the trash can. So please take a minute. If you want to support this channel, the best thing you can do is like this video and share it with everybody you know, with everybody you can on social media. They have to understand about the Federal Reserve. They have to understand about the IRS. They have to understand about the DNC and the RNC being two wings of the same bird of prey. And it means to circle you. It means to monitor you. And that same bird of prey means to swoop down and devour your carcass once you've been spent. Because they aim to bleed all of your time and laboring energies out of your body. That's what they want to do. So also visit Richie from Boston on his alternate site. I'll have that as soon as this video gets done processing. I will have all that in the bottom of this chat room, or in the description. I really appreciate you guys. If you can take a second and visit me on all my social media sites. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, DLive, BitChute. I'm going to have later this week, I'm going to have the paywall, members only, censorship free website up. Hopefully I'm going to try to get that done. So yeah, if somebody in the room can drop Richie from Boston's new channel, it's called The Band 19 ... 1 ... that, because you can't say that word. That happened back in September of 2001. You can't say that word on the internet or you get taken down. All right, guys, I really appreciate you. Sean A just dropped I was just about to end, and Sean A just dropped a super chat. You once said racism doesn't exist. What do you mean? Okay, it doesn't exist on the scale. I think I did say those exact words. It doesn't exist on the scale that mainstream media and the government wants you to think it does. Because see, what they do is they co-opt this. Are there people who are racist? In other words, are there people who think that they're better than other people because of the color of their skin or how they were born or whatever? Yes, absolutely. There are people with superiority complexes. They think that they're better than you because of something that they had nothing to do with. That's, classic definition of racism. But I don't think that racism exists to the extent of what mainstream media, what the Communist News Network is trying to tell you. For example, Don Lemon says the biggest terror threat in America is white men radicalized to the right. That's almost a direct quote. Come on. That is such a broad brush, seemingly racist comment, but they want to race bait because that's how they co-opt your mind. That's how they get into the control panel of our minds, open the control box, start pushing a bunch of buttons, and now they control the narrative. Now, if they can get blacks against whites and Hispanics against Asians and Democrats against Republicans, I'm conservative, I'm liberal. Now we're fighting among ourselves, and we can't fight the real giant that's actually poised to pound us. Now we're so distracted, deceived, and divided, and they've gotten us painted into a corner where now we're completely vanquished, we're conquered, that we can't even see straight. So that's what I meant there. So thanks for the question. I hope that cleared everything up. All right, guys, I will see you in the next heavily censored, shadow banned video. I really appreciate you guys joining. Please share this video with everybody you know. Take care.